All right, so we go to. We're not going to do all that like crazy reading for the first couple, but we jump to the to the highlights page itself, and God, this is so much. So COLA has been reinstated. Um, Historic wage increase, wage tiers eliminated. Grow-in reduced to 3 years. All new temporary employees converted to in progression after 9 months. Skilled trades $1.50 total allowance. Tuition assistance increased to $8,000, which that's pretty nice, by the way. Family days maintained. Healthcare enhancements. $5,000 ratification bonus. Deleted warehouse competition letter, the PSNL. No more tiered vacation time, which I know that one's kind of confusing for some people. Additional holiday added for Juneteenth. Temporary workers eligible for bereavement, jury duty, and tuition assistance. Short work week improved. Paid parental leave, ergonomic flooring, PSNL. $1,500 voucher toward vehicle purchase. One step added to the attendance progression, which that quite literally probably saved a few jobs.
Right, and just jump in. I don't want to stop you, but get the fuck out of here. We knew the company was coming for attendance. Attendance was huge, and we got movement in our favor and not theirs. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How many lives?
You're going to hear that phrase a lot.
But we talked about that on several lives. There is no way that the company is not coming to tighten up that policy. There's just no fucking way. And here that here Chuck goes and gets a the seventh stage termination removed, pushed to the eighth stage, and they made it better as far as how long it lasts, and like. I just knew that was not going to be a possibility. I
never would have believed it.
Yeah, right. So quality no-knock audits, recognition program added to the Joint Trust LTAF program, product investment, which is quite significant even at Chicago Assembly Plant. We got that $900 million on the last time. I believe this one's like another $340 million. So that's pretty good for the product investment. Enhanced profit sharing formula, EV work commitment, maximum of 1 week forced vacation at shutdown, which is nice. So you don't.
Oh my God!
As soon as you get it.
Huge. I've been there 31 years. It's always been 2 weeks of summer shutdown with your vacation. I can't even believe we got it down to 1 week. I can't wait to try to get it down to no weeks, but we got it down to one. That's incredible.
It really is. Journey person can no longer be forced to production. This was something that we've been seeing a lot of with our manpower being so screwed up. People who haven't touched the line in 20 years having to come over and do brake pedal install or go to the door line. That's crazy. Special retirement incentive, the SRI packages, right to strike over plant closing moratorium. That's astronomically big. That's a good leverage piece. Outsourcing moratorium, increased moving allowance, subpay eligible for all after 3 months of continuous service, including temporary employees, retirement improvements for all, battery EV plant agreements. That is a long list of highlights. So let me go through and I'll try to look at the comments and see what we missed here. What is the specific amount of money they are going to give towards all the striking classes for Ford, Stellantis, GM as something as opposed to reimbursement considering?
So is that like a back pay question?
Yeah, I think it's a back pay question for for the weeks that we were out on strike.
Okay, so let me address that.
Please do.
And let me first say I haven't seen nothing in writing.
Mm-hmm.
So let's all get that out there first. I haven't seen it in writing, but from the people I trust and people I love and people on a much higher level than me, I was told we got not back pay, and they were very clear on it's not back pay. It's like a strike settlement bonus, I think was the word. Don't quote me, was the words. So they got this lump sum, and I don't know the number. So there's this lump sum out there, and it's going to be divided up with the people that went on strike. So MAP will get, you know, a certain amount for 6 weeks. We'll get it for 4 weeks. KTP will get it for 2 weeks. And it'll be the same amount, but it's going to supplement our pay while we were out, if that makes sense. So it's not back pay. It's not dollar for dollar. I would have worked 40 hours. I would have worked 50 hours. It's not that. But I heard, and I hate putting a number or anything, I heard it's going to be somewhere around $600. But I don't know if that's accurate. So to be clear, I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I heard.
Yeah. That was along the lines of what I heard too. So.
But goddamn, it must be right.
Must be. Waldy's asking, are we going back to the old contract for hours, Sunday makeup? So Waldy, this is actually something that me and Hammer, we were just talking about this earlier because we've seen this come up a couple different times. And that is actually, it's in the current contract about the overtime after 40 hours. So I don't know if Hammer, I don't know if you can explain that a little bit better, because I know, like, I have my way of saying it, and I'd rather it be more contractually in line.
Well, it depends, because I've heard a few different things, right? And I saw where somebody posted language where it talked about RDO 1 and RDO 2 being time and a half and RDO 3 being double time. And there was nothing stricken out. It looked like the current language that we've had since 2011, and they were writing underneath it, oh, we're losing our Sunday double time pay. No. A and B crew Sunday double time is Sunday RDO 3, but for C crew RDO 3 is double time for Thursday. So I was confused what the person was trying to put out there, because they were putting a language that we've had since 2011 out there like it's something new and changed. It wasn't. So maybe somebody else had something else on it, but I was confused by it.
So there was, I don't know where they came up with that we lost to Sunday, because that's actually covered in Article 9, Section 10. Once I found where it was actually covered at, I looked at the change logs, and there was no change made to that particular section. So yes, we should still be getting double time on your third RDO anyways.
Yes, absolutely. No concession.
Yeah, well, I think Appendix W can tend to be a little bit confusing to people, just because there's so many different breakdowns of different, just alternative work schedules. So I think people can get confused by that. So Wally wants to know what happens with the $1,500 for a car if we already have one. They just keep it at that point. They're not going to give us this, Good evening, Cassandra. Brianna, hello.
What up, Cassie?
No, Wally, it wouldn't be like sub pay. It would just be kind of like a flat rate per week to get. It's kind of like just like a catch up, basically.
Okay, so let me say this, because it's almost like we're diminishing it a little bit.
Right.
It is not dollar for dollar, but Jesus Christ, I have never, ever, in all the strikes and all the unions I've dealt with, ever seen where they made the company pay you for striking against them.
Yeah, you're getting paid to dick them down, and not somebody.
That is the biggest shit I've ever seen. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, I could say this wrong with the contract, that wrong with the contract. I tell you, it's the greatest contract ever if you look at it as a whole. I have never, ever seen the union make the company pay you for striking against them.
Yeah.
That blew my fucking shit when I heard that.
Teresa wants to know, what's the understanding for the vacation time? So are we talking about the 5 weeks? Teresa, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, let's find out. I got my books right here. I'll go to the actual language if you tell me where it's at in the highlights.
So
Right.
ultimately, I'm looking at this, and it looks like it was just this whole section was talking about the new traditionals, what they were entitled for all together, and they must have just took that out, and now it just falls the same as legacy. That because there is no like actual going
Oh,
into
so
like a change
it
saying
brought
that you're getting
everybody to
this.
be equal?
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying. So now you'd have to go back and see what
Oh,
the legacy people what their vacation time is, and now everybody's gonna
mhm.
line up with that.
Oh,
So,
we made everybody equal on that factor. Wow. Good job.
Yeah, because there's one section in here. It says the maximum annual vacation entitlement for employees covered in this memorandum should be 160 hours. They removed that, and they removed a bunch of other stuff
They
about
did,
that.
so we can all have 200 hours.
Yeah, so this must mean now everybody reverts to the normal
200 hours.
vacation. Yep.
Now, it takes you 20 years to get to the 200
it
hours,
does.
Yes.
Yep.
but we can all get to 200 hours. Unlike before, that was actually a tier because the word tier, I think, gets misused. That would be actually a tier if you could have 20, 30, 40 years and you only got to 120 hours or 140 hours and couldn't get to 200 like the other people. That would be a tier. So they eliminated that tier. Good job, team. Good job.
All right. So the next question that was coming up was about attendance, disciplinaries, right? So let me go back to the actual question. So Willie wants to know, are the lates, are they in the 12 months now? So from what I see, I think it's going to be in like 154, 153, 154C.
We're going to chargeable occurrences. Each employee is absent is an AWOL. Medical abs. Oh, hold on. I see some crossed out stuff. Employee medical absence. We start crossing out of 3 or more consecutive days. They're not justified or described below. Coded unpaid medical days. M code except for FMLA or workers' compensation approved absenteeism will result in 2 chargeable absences.
Okay.
That's crossed out.
Well, that's good news.
So they crossed out absence and just do chargeable occurrence. So does this mean they're combining them?
I'm looking because I'm looking at the other paragraph. It says each chargeable absence, and that's crossed out, and highlighted occurrence, including consecutive absent days, unhighlighted, counts towards accumulation of chargeable crossed out absences, and then highlighted occurrences within the measurement period as defined, and it said below crossed out in table 1 in bold. Oh my God, this is confusing. If I knew how to be live and just take a picture, I'd take a picture of this language and send it out there. But it's page 153C and 154C of the link I put out there to the big book. So if you go to my wall, go to the where I put out the big book, page 153C and 154C. Yeah, I know a lot of people already did it because I see the language popping up all over Facebook.
All right. So Wilson wants to know. So they say the tiers are gone, but are we having to still do 4.5 years to reach that 40, or are we just getting raises every year on our seniority date? So yeah, Wilson, I mean, the tiers will be eliminated inside of this. Basically the first, if you look at the way that it breaks down, I'm just going to kind of just like smother it up really quick. The first about 3 years of the contract, it's bringing your temps and your people who are recently converted over, it's bringing them up to where the full scale people are at. And then basically the last year and 8 months of the contract is taking everybody up at the same exact time. So this would be the first time that we're legitimately going into, we'll say, the 2028 contractual, where everybody's on the same exact page, which is pretty impressive. We've talked about it in the past that, we've got a pathway to eliminate the tiers, and, there's possibility in it. This one actually, it legitimately does it. It legitimately gets rid of the tier system. I didn't realize I let it get that
while
far
I
behind.
was away, I was trying to look into the late policy, and I cannot actually find it in the original agreement. If anybody happens to know what section that is from the 2019 CBA, and then I can cross-reference it against the change letters.
For which part?
For the lates.
For the late?
Yeah. I cannot find the
Right,
policy.
yeah. I think what he's going for is the lates doesn't follow the AWOL policy. Right, Jamie?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
It doesn't seem like it does, no. So they kind of lay out what lost the turn now.
I know the goal was to make it happen like that, so where they did coincide with each other. Am I right on that, Hammer?
I know we have resolutions locally for that.
Right.
Maybe they attacked it internationally.
Luke says there seems to be a ton of confusion about vacation days. I apologize if this has already been answered. People think that they're getting 5 weeks of vacation without 20 years of seniority. No, Luke, they're going to have the 20 years.
Thank you for the clarification on that. I've seen a lot of questions on that.
Yeah, the change logs aren't clear on that. They just kind of removed all the limits on that tier, and that was one of the limits. Since that limit was removed, now everybody follows the normal progression for vacation time.
Oh, so everybody's the same, no tiers?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
No deals, no wheels. No bucks, no trucks. That shit's still going through my head.
Okay, so under the attendance, they've changed it to occurrence, right? Instead of like absence. But an occurrence, they don't have a late listed as being a chargeable occurrence. At least not that I see here. So I don't think they've made those two together.
Right.
Oh, wait, hold on, because I got my book open to that, and that's a very good point. Maybe they now have combined it. Each chargeable absence is crossed out. Occurrence, including consecutive absent days, counts towards accumulation of chargeable. The word absence is out. Occurrence is within the measurement period as defined.
Yeah, to me, it looks like it runs concurrent with each other.
So now, this is what I got to ask, and I'm the bargaining guy, but I'm going to ask this. Is an occurrence, hold on, Jamie, is an occurrence now a late and an AWOL is the same thing?
See, that's my question there. But if you read this, it says a chargeable occurrence will include, it has AWOL, a T code. Wow, does that say FMLA approved? And within this list, anyways, of what they're saying is a chargeable occurrence, late is not in this list. So I think we're good there. Lates shouldn't be counted together with this.
All right, everybody, this is Teach from in the future. I just want to cut in and clarify here. We are unable to find the actual late policy. It's somewhere in the attendance policy, but I cannot find it in the actual contract. It is possible that lates are already labeled as chargeable occurrences. This is something that we really need to look into. Get back to the video.
You get what I'm saying there, Hammer? Like it's saying what
Well,
is
well, I'm trying to read. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
go for it.
trying to
Go for it.
read, so I didn't hear exactly everything you said. So where are you reading?
This is 153C. It says chargeable occurrences. Chargeable occurrences will include each day the employee is absent, coded AWOL, A code, or temporary illness injury, T code. And then it has employees medical absence. You got nothing there. Situation
Code.
involving failure to work schedule overtime will be coded as an AWOL. Ooh, those are going to be together now. Did that happen last contract where they're all one AWOL? Currents will exclude, okay, it excludes FMLA, workers' compensation, unpaid medical leave, and M codes. And then partial absences looks like it's on there as well. And then, yeah, it's not saying anything about defining a late as being an occurrence, chargeable occurrence.
So
like I was
that's
saying, if
something we
anybody
probably
knows
need.
in the old contract, if anybody can figure out where lates is covered in there, like let me know where it's at, and I'll see if I can't cross reference.
Right.
See if the change log was
But
made.
but here's the thing I want to extend to the membership. So like for something like this, screenshot, because I put out the website that had all this stuff in it. Screenshot it November 6th or 7th before you vote. Come to the hall, be respectable, and go, I have a question, Mr. or Mrs. International. I don't understand this. This is what I'm reading. Can you make it clear to me? And let them make it clear before you go vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good thing about what we're doing here. It's like, when we're reading something, it's not just blowing through it, because anybody who's like really been involved with the language knows that words mean something, and one simple word inside of a language can completely change the interpretation of that language. So yeah, we don't want to, even if it just seems minuscule, we don't want to just blow through it, and it really changes the dynamics of everything.
Can I share? I'm an old guy. Can I share my 3-word story on this?
Share it.
Let's eat, Grandma, or let's eat, Grandma. So that one little comma in them 3 words, one says, hey, Grams, let's sit next to me. We're going to have dinner. The other one says, Graham, get in the pot. You are dinner.
Yeah.
3 words, 1 comma.
Yep.
Big difference.
It means something, man. Words mean something. Jorge, can you be a little bit more clear? What bottleneck are you talking about? Jorge says we didn't get it all because of the bottleneck. Be a little bit more specific if you could, bud. GM and Stellantis jumped on, not because they were falling in line, they were jumping on the deal. 25% is weak with no pension, 11% up front isn't shit. Been here 12 years now, plus this contract that will take me 15.5 years to get the top pay. What?
But he had me till the end of it.
Yeah, I'm not understanding, the 15.5 years, bud, to get the top.
Is he a Ford employee or an employee of one of the other companies?
He works for Ford. He's a cap. Jumped on because.
Okay, so I don't get it.
Jumping on Let me reread it. So GM and Stellantis jumped on and in line because they were jumping on the deal. 25% is weak with no pension, and 11% up front isn't shit. Been here 12 years now, plus this contract that will take me 15.5 years to be at top pay. You should be at top pay already.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I saw that we are getting money towards the plant along with stamping. I think 400 million total. Can't wait to get my river floor fixed, aka water coming in. Wally, it's like 340 million at cap. Yeah, Jorge, the short work week for temps is nice. No tiers, that's really good. Yeah, we've got a few community pools all over inside CAP once it starts raining. Jorge, you said we still have tiers with benefits. Can you break that down a little bit?
Can you see what Janice just said?
Second, it's never in there for some reason.
So legacy employees still get 160 hours vacation and 40 hours personal, or 200, and then it goes crazy on me. So as far as I know, Janice, yeah, you're right. It's just some people weren't getting that, and now they are.
Jorge,
Best I understand.
you're confusing me, bud. You said you're a no health care for 2007 and newer. And are you talking about for retirement? Nothing changes. We gained a week vacation. Oh no, Jorge, we gained a lot more than a week's vacation inside this contract.
Speak, Jeremy.
Okay, here we go.
Speak.
Here we go. So he says this is a fair contract. We will get the rest in the future. Let's move on to local issues because y'all too comfortable and it's divided and y'all don't see it because you're the only ones drinking the juice.
All right, so Jorge, who the fuck is y'all? Because I hate that statement. Who is y'all? Name some names. Who is y'all?
Hey Janice, did you watch them Cowboys yesterday? I know you did. Danny says he's over here giving himself a pedicure while listening to the facts just on normal Monday.
Which Danny? Morales?
Yeah, Morales.
Well, you're getting a pedicure, but it's only on 9 fingers.
Galen's asking any wording on shift premium, or did I miss it? Galen, we haven't talked about shift premium yet. I haven't seen anything.
No, I think that's some of the bullshit out there.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's referring to.
I haven't seen any changing in the language on that, so I think that the shift premium is all still the same.
I think that's some of that bullshit, just like we're losing our Sunday premium double time.
That actually, so we got Lauren in the comments right now asking, can someone please explain why A crew gets double time on Sundays, but B crew doesn't on Saturday? Never got the chance to ask or find out.
Because B crew's double time day is Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how this happened, but so technically our first day on B crew's first day off is Monday night. That is the first day of the week. It runs forward schedule runs Monday through Sunday. So we are off Monday night. That is our first RDO. Saturday is our second RDO, and Sunday is our third RDO. Sunday is our double time day.
Okay, so total economic gains. So there's different levels inside this. You got production at full rate, skilled at full rate. You've got in progression, lower tier. Like Sterling Rawson, temps converted. So this is just kind of a breakdown really quick of what your gains look like inside this contract in totality, right? So your production that's at full rate with your ratification bonus of $5,000, the value of wage increase, you're looking at $54,400 over the term of the 4.8 years. Because if you guys don't know, they lengthen the contracts to go for basically 4.5 years. We'll just call it 4.5 years, right? So we can go out in May, and if we need to, we can strike in May for a couple different reasons. You got tax season right there. You got profit share right there. The weather's nice, so if we need to strike, we're not out there in the freezing cold and all the bullshit. And then you've got May Day as well. They wanted to be able to strike on May Day if it comes down to that. But anyway, so inside the collective for your production full rate, your value of just the wage increase is about $54,400 over the 4 years. Estimate is about $8,800. The value of total economic gains for production that is currently at full rate is about $70,000 on top of your regular wages that you were already making for the course of this contract. Skilled trades, I think I've seen a couple skilled trades in here. So you guys are looking at the $5,000 ratification bonus. Your total allowance is going to be about 14,000.4 over the course of. The value of your wage increase is going to be about $63,500. With your COLA, again, about $8,800. You're looking at about $91,700 in total gains over the term of this contract. Your in progression employees are looking at a $5,000 ratification bonus. The value of your total wage increase is going to be anywhere between $117,000 to $156,000 over the term of the contract, with an estimate $8,800 in COLA, looking at a total economic value gains between $131,000 and $170,000 over the term of the contract. So if you guys aren't realizing, these numbers are getting pretty damn big, right? So your people that are making your 1667 right now, your temps and all of that, y'all are getting ready to ball out. Like, I'm really gonna need to hold something. Like, I'm gonna need to borrow $50, something, buy me some damn lunch, because this is ridiculous. So y'all getting $5,000 for the temps that are being converted, $5,000 ratification bonus. The value of just the wage increase is going to be anywhere between $158,000 to $179,500. Then you're going to have your COLA mixed in with that, with another $8,800 estimately, bringing a total economic value between $171,000 to $193,000. Damn. I want to quit and try to be rehired back in so I can make all that money at one time.
No, hold on.
I'm joking.
Right, you know me. I'm going to bring the realistic into it. A lot of them younger people that are getting all that, this is coming from the older guy that's not getting it. They're getting it because they've been getting fucked.
Getting shit on.
Since they got it in.
Yeah.
So we're just bringing them up to us so we can be we.
Another big part of this is going to be the CBA for profit sharing. So they added Ford Credit in to the mix of all that.
So being that looking through the current change logs, I'm not finding anything related to lates. Mm-hmm. It's a good chance nothing changed. So the late policy might still be the same. And like, wasn't that like they stayed on your record for 18 months? Like that's really a question that we need to ask International when they come here.
Right.
A clarification on the late policy.
So your UAW bargaining committee was successful in negotiating enterprise-wide buyout offerings for our legacy members. Keep that word right there, legacy members. The special retirement incentive will be for $50,000 gross pre-tax. So that's before taxes are taken out, for an unlimited number of eligible production and skilled trade members. The sign-up period for the SRI will be determined by the national parties, and all eligible applicants will be required to retire by 12/1 of 2024. So here's the question that I have for this particular part right here. What does the word eligible mean? What makes you eligible and what makes you ineligible?
Enterprise-wide offering of special retirement programs. This letter is to confirm the company's interest in conducting an enterprise-wide offering of the special retirement incentive, and then separation is crossed out, programs for crossed out eligible and interested normal or regular early retirement eligible Ford UAW represented legacy, there you go with your legacy, hourly employees subsequent to the implementation of the 2023 collective bargaining agreement. And it's crossed out, this offering will consist of the special retirement incentive, SRI, and the special termination of employment program step, crossed out. This highlighted programs will provide a gross pre-tax lump sum incentive payments of $50,000 for eligible non-skilled, I don't know if we talked about that, non-skilled, and okay, so now new language, and skilled employees who retire during 2024 and meet the eligibility requirements. The parties will determine that 2024 open window period during which employees may apply. There is no limit to this number of eligible employees who may elect to participate in this program.
They're trying to get them.
Parties will discuss additional special incentive programs that may be offered as necessary during the term of the 2023 agreement.
I read that as you need to have 30 years.
Yes.
You need to have the eligible requirements.
Yep. The attendance policy. So this is, again, we were kind of talking about this earlier, but we didn't really touch on the actual occurrences and the occurrence numbers and the penalties. The penalties are pretty much, it looks like it's pretty much stayed the same with the exception of 7 and 8. Before termination was at the 7th occurrence, but now it looks like they've pushed it to the 8th occurrence, so they've added one. Is that, so your first 3 occurrences, you get no penalty, and it looks like every January they fall off.
Yes.
So at the 4th occurrence, you're going to get an R&W, and it's got a 6-month lock-in for that discipline period. So it's going to hold for 6 months. Actually, that's going to go for your 4th and 5th occurrence. Your 5th occurrence, you're going to get an R&W plus 1 day with a 6-month lock-in. Now, if you make it to your 6th occurrence, you're going to get an R&W plus 3 days, and now you're locked in at 12 months again. So you're locking yourself right back into the same scenario. The 7th occurrence, you're going to get an R&W plus 2 weeks with a 12-month lock-in period. So the 30 days is gone. They removed that from the policy altogether, and they just made the 8th occurrence termination. So your 7th occurrence is going to be an R&W 2 weeks. There's no more 30 days, and then it goes to termination after that. So we can go through here. We can go through the disciplinary progression steps if you want, and the actual language breakdown of it instead of just looking at just the chart. So it says your negotiators fought to add an additional absenteeism occurrence step into the disciplinary progression table, increasing from 7 steps to 8. Your measurement period for discipline has been reduced. Discipline administered at the 4th and 5th occurrence steps will be locked in for the calendar year or 6 months, whichever is greater or reduced from 12 months. So let's talk about that again. Discipline administered at the 4th and 5th occurrence steps will be locked in for the calendar year or 6 months, whichever is greater. So to me, that reads if you've got 4 months left in the calendar year, they're still going to go ahead and lock you in for 6 months. Do you think I'm like, am I reading that right?
So far, so good.
Okay. So discipline suspension days reduced. The maximum discipline suspension is 2 days, is 2 weeks, reduced from 1 month. So again, they got rid of the 30 days, they dropped it down to 2 weeks. Increased flexibility for paid time after the fact. Eligible members may now use up to 60 hours of personal or vacation time. So this is cool. So you can use either or for after the fact.
Wow.
Yeah, you can use up to 60 hours of personal or vacation time after the fact on an annual basis, so once a year. Prior to progressing to termination, a member may request and be granted only once the ability to use paid time after the fact. Only once the ability to use paid time after the fact for unforeseen absences leading to the 8th occurrence step, provided that the member has properly notified the company of the absence. So it looks like if you went through, you notified the company that you weren't going to be there on that eighth occurrence, they'll go ahead and they'll allow you to use the time to cover you to prevent you from being terminated. So discipline will follow progression. Discipline progression will be based on the most recent attendance discipline penalty on your record, except in cases of consecutive absences which are counted individually. So it's kind of what we were talking about earlier, Amber. You're not going to have they can't hit you for 2 days with 1 occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
So all members will revert to 0 occurrences, 0 discipline for the charge of absenteeism upon the implementation of January 1st, 2024. So for everybody, it's looking, even at ratification, for the rest of this year, it's looking like you're still going to have your record following you until January 1st.
Hey everybody, Teach from the Future here again. I want to thank Jeremy for letting me use his stream and edit it together. He had a lot of good information in there, but ultimately towards the end there, it was all stuff that we covered in an episode I put out the day before. I want to point out this one section here of the Blue Oval Battery Park, Michigan, the BOBM. In addition, if the union engages in a lawful strike, picketing, work stoppage, or dispute of any kind that involves or arises at one or more Ford facility, Ford subsidiary, or entity in which Ford has an interest, no such actions shall be taken against or directed at BOBM. So we will not be able to strike at the battery plants. Another change I'd like to point out here is that we did lose a couple bonuses as well, right? We lost our inflation lump sum bonus, but we got COLA. But another bonus that we lost was our performance bonuses that we were getting in September. With that being said, I'm going to cut to the last part of Jeremy's live stream. I ask a question. Let's see what the answer is. Thank you all for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. All those things really help out. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
So,
That's
all
right.
right.
So how about my question? In the result that this fails, where would you guys like to see improvements?
Me personally, I would like to see the retirees get theirs.
Yeah, me too.
The retirees deserve their flowers. I would like to see even the legacy people that I'm willing to take a little bit less to see the people above me get what they deserve. When you blaze a path for many years and you create the avenue that me, myself, and so many underneath me are walking on, you deserve what you should get. So I would like to see more go into that. I think the $5 for per service year, I think that should be closer to $50 myself. Yeah, I would like to see the pensions come back again. Me talking to Kobe and Kobe kind of putting that in my head. Like, Jay, look, you've got kids. Your kids are going to want to go to college. It'd be nice for you to have your pension and have your test fee at the same time. That way you can use money if you need to help pay for that stuff. And giving up on the pension just because the 401k is paying so well, that's just not smart business.
And as we were talking the other day, if they do bring you guys a pension, at that point they're going to have to do something else for legacy, right? At that point they're going to have to do a match for us or something.
Yeah.
Hammer, do you have a thought on that? If this was to fail, where would you like to see any kind of improvements?
Well, my hang-ups are on the wage, and I'm really pissed off about the retirees. But let's not get it wrong. When I look at the entire contract, that's what I tell people they got to do. Don't look at this or that. Look at the entire thing. When I look at the entire thing, holy shit, we fucked them better than we've ever fucked them before.
I agree there. I agree. This is a very good. When you take in the whole picture, it's good overall. It does have some stuff where they could have improved, but overall, this is a very good contract.